Are you starting to see the impact that peer supports can have for individuals who are struggling? I think we're getting to get a good, clear example of that. Not far from Clatsop County is Columbia County, and we have a panel of folks from Columbia County next. Let me introduce everyone here for you. We have Lisa Meir, Regina Halverson, and Bradley Balkins. They are all certified recovery mentor and peer support specialists from Columbia Community Mental Health. They're in Columbia County in St. Helens. Okay, they are part of what's called Team HOW. They're going to tell us a little bit about that this morning. Team HOW follows the tenets of honesty, openness, and willingness, HOW, right? And they serve the vulnerable populations in Columbia County, the destitute who require basic needs, drug addicted, those with mental illness, the embattled. Peers work one-on-one with individuals along with community partners to help provide needed services these folks are desperately trying to get a hold of, breaking through barriers and keeping harm reduction in their minds at all times. Please welcome Lisa, Regina, and Bradley from Team HOW.
So thanks, Paul. Again, my name is Bradley Balkins. I work for Columbia Community Mental Health. We are on Team HOW. Two of us are also Prime Plus peers. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about harm reduction, some of the different methods we use to help keep our clients clean and sober, help our clients get clean and sober, and just overall live better, healthier, happier lives. And so who we are individuals with lived experience. We all have, gained some sort of recovery from either like mental health, addiction services, and some of the things we help our clients with, some of the different methods, because different things work for different people. So I would say like support groups, NA, AA, Smart Recovery. We also help connect people with inpatient treatment centers. We help people connect with detoxes. We overall just try to help people cross barriers and succeed in whatever they're ready and willing to succeed in. And some of our methods are complete abstinence for some people. Some are also used as more of like a harm reduction route. And so, for instance, if I am working with a client that is a heroin and methamphetamine user, and that person knows that heroin is dangerous or has had a bad experience with that specific drug, if they wanted to make that step and come off heroin, I'm still going to congratulate that. And I'm still going to look at that as a really large step towards recovery. And then our hopes are to like gain that trust and build that relationship and that bond with that client and be able to just kind of walk them through, recovery and get them to a point where they're healthy and they're happy and they're able to use the different resources that we have here in Columbia County. Some of the things we are going to talk about today are going to be more of like the barriers we have in using those resources. But first I'll say we are certified through MHACBO, and we do also use ongoing continuing education, and we use supervision just like any other professional. One thing I will say our team has noticed is we've had to definitely go above and beyond. We've had to try extra hard to prove like that we stick to our word, we are consistent, and we don't give up. It's taken us a little longer to get into certain resources like the jail, for instance, or working with drug court or POs, certain judges. And I think a lot of that is we do live in a small town in Columbia County, so there are still those stigmas surrounded with addiction. And I think today, some of the things we're going to touch on will hopefully kind of defeat a little bit of that stigma, because, addicts are addicts, but addicts can recover as well. And so that's what we try to spread and show the people we work with, is that they can do it too and they deserve it. And we just try to spread hope. And so I'm going to go ahead and pass off the next slide to Regina Halverson. She's also on Team HAL. And thank you for having me today.
Hi, again, my name is Regina Halverson. I'm a certified recovery mentor here at Columbia Community Mental Health in Columbia County. Today, I'm going to touch on who we serve. We serve any individual in Columbia County who may be struggling with substance use or mental health or both. We want our services to be for anyone and everyone, whether they have insurance or not, whether they're engaged into our agency or not. Pretty much we're free to anyone who is looking for assistance with crossing some barriers that they may be facing. Whether it's, like I said, housing, we meet people where they're at literally, whether it's in the community, at a campsite, treatment or detox. We help connect them to treatment or detox if that's what they want to do. We let individuals choose their own path. We give options. We offer our knowledge of our resources here in Columbia County and help them guide to that direction. We are in the process here in Columbia County to get a harm reduction van set up here in our town. We don't have anything currently. I know that Bradley mentioned a little bit about the stigma. So it's been really hard trying to find a location that somebody will agree upon to get that service here for our folks. We are very fortunate that we have a pharmacy here right at our agency that is very non-judgmental. So if the person that we are serving has organ health plan, we can go give their name and their birthday, and it's free of charge. We can get naloxone for these individuals. We also are now starting to carry it ourselves, so that way we have it on hand and we can pass that out freely. We have partnered with some other resources here in our town, like a local church, who helps with providing sack lunches for our homeless and lower income families. We connect, like I said, with treatment, whether it's here in our town. We do have a treatment facility here. During COVID, we struggle with enough beds. The demand is very high. We don't have enough beds at this point to serve everyone who may be in need of treatment or detox. We don't stop there though. We do sometimes direct people to other counties that may have availability. Here in Columbia County, we also find that we cross a barrier or reach a barrier with individuals with certain addictions. We don't have that resource here for some people that are looking for treatment or detox. So that's always, we're always reaching outside of our box for that, for these individuals. I think that's it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and put up the next slide, and I'm going to pass this off to my co-worker, Lisa Meir, and she will be in just one moment.
So my name's Lisa. We help people in any area of life obtain insurance. We help with them accessing the primary care that they need, whether that be medical, detox. We support people after they're discharged and often visit people in the hospital during mental check-ins. a lot of the people that we meet with are not ready for treatment, but they are open to someone that comes with them to them with an open heart that has similar experiences, or at least gone down some type of similar path, which usually involves trauma, and they're able to relate, and that breaks down. It just, when you look into the eyes of someone, you can, there's a recognition that they've been where you've been where they've been, you know where you've come, you know where they still are, you know the steps you took to get better. And because no one likes to be broken or down, and gosh, if someone would have like just gave me a hand, not a handout, a step up, it would have meant any and everything. We have patience because people don't get into the state that they're in by one or two misfortunes. A lot of people in addiction, mental illness, we come from trauma, and we've seen indescribable things. And I'm in recovery. I have 14 years right now. By the time, a lot of people thought I was a goner. When I was 18 years old, a doctor looked at me and he said, "Your mind is shattered. You'll never be able to pick up the pieces." That was one doctor. People say you can't live without hope. I lived without hope for years. And when you live without hope, people say love conquers all. Love does not conquer addiction. I remember coming home from work. My son was 4. I chose the bottle first before I interacted with him playing Nintendo. And I thought I was like being a good mom, you know, because I was there for him. I chose the bottle first, not because I loved the bottle more. I needed the bottle because I didn't know how to deal with all the emotional pain I'd been through. In exchange, I see now I lost the emotional connection that he needed, that I needed. And it's just, I feel that we look at people and we always, it's so easy to think it's their fault, they're bad people, but you know, it's not bad people trying to get good, it's sick people trying to get well. And one of the greatest things I learned in recovery was that I was just as important as anybody else. Because when I came in, I felt less than nothing. And when you come from a place of feeling less than nothing, you know, yeah, I was so blessed to have people in my life that I had a doctor that was incredible, and I had like 17 years of like cognitive therapy, and like I have meds now. My mind, I have like one train of thought, and but when you're out there, it just so many. You feel like such an easy victim because, like, people you don't know, and it can be like anybody, they just, and I've had things said to me, you know, like, just derogatory things because, like, I'm in a desperate state. And it doesn't mean I'm not worth anything. You know, I and so many people, we just need people to believe and value us because we have like so much to offer. And like when you help one person, it's not just the one person, you know, I mean, it's their family, it's their friends, it's the recovery network. So we work with like housing agencies, shelters, you know, trying to get people without a home in the cold weather. We get them tents. We sign them up for housing. Churches around here donate like meals, and we pick them up and deliver them to people that are hungry. We work with primary care people that need services, parole and probation. A lot of people in the system are there due to drug things, and unfortunately, we couldn't get hands-on to help them before the incidents. Specialty courts, jail, public health, hospitals. Just people are desperate, you know. We have a real need for services in St. Helens, like detox with COVID. I think we have 6 or 7 beds. And I think as anyone with recovery knows that, you know, people in addiction, they live in another world, you know, and it's once in a while we have like a moment, they call it a moment of clarity, you know, and we can actually see, realize what we're doing, and in that moment, like reach out for help. The unfortunate thing is that moment doesn't last long, and if there's no assistance, it's, you know, the people get put on a wait list, they go back into the disease, and we lose people. We're losing so many people that have like so much to offer. I would like to add one more thing. People in recovery that are now, they have this new medication like Suboxone and things for the people, you know, they're also fighting against the NA population, you know, because they have like the old timers. It's like, you got to be clean all the way. And so even where people used to be able to go for help and assistance, they're still being looked down upon. And it's just everybody, there's no one way for everybody. Before I got this job, I consider myself an old timer, and I believe that. But I realize now, like, not everybody's the same. Not everybody's at the same place. Not everybody wants the same thing, you know? But most people, everyone deserves to live with dignity, no matter where they come from. They at least need a chance to have a help up. Not a handout, a help up. My name's Lisa, and on behalf of Bradley and Regina at Team How in St. Helens, Columbia City, thank you.